In this defense bulletin, you will get updates on UK carrier strike group led by HMS Queen Elizabeth will soon be in Indian Ocean. India and UK to strengthen technologies and collaboration cooperation for LCA Tejas Mk-II development. 3 more Rafale on way to India, paving way for 2nd Squadron at Hashimara. New US COVID aid arriving in India. China's second aircraft carrier Shandong conducts exercise in South China Sea. China's development at others' peril. Long March 5 threatens the world. Chinese military provides COVID vaccination to Pakistan military. China planning a military base at the doorstep of America. So let's get started. India and UK has announced a 10-year roadmap for future relations. To enhance maritime cooperation between the two nations, under Roadmap 2030, United Kingdom will send its Carrier Strike Group 2021, led by HMS Queen Elizabeth, on its maiden overseas deployment. The largest ship ever built by Royal Navy is expected to be in Western Indian Ocean in the autumn. HMS Queen Elizabeth will conduct a series of joint exercises with Indian military forces in the Indian Ocean, expanding interoperability and enhancing both navies' capability to defend against shared threats and protect democratic values. The news of UK's Carrier Strike Group in Indo-Pacific itself will send China into tizzy, as aircraft carrier HMS Queen Elizabeth will also sail and conduct freedom of navigation exercises in Japan, South Korea, Singapore and the wider region of Indo-Pacific during its first overseas deployment. UK High Commission has said throughout the deployment, the UK will support freedom of passage through vital global trading routes and demonstrate commitment to a recognized international system of norms and behaviors that benefit all countries. It will also help to establish a maritime partnership with India to support our mutual security objectives in the Indian Ocean. The strike group will also comprise Type 45 destroyers, HMS Defender and HMS Diamond, Type 23 anti-submarine frigate, HMS Kent and HMS Richmond, and tanker and storage ships Fort Victoria and RFA Tide Spring. On the flight deck, there will be 8 F-35B Lightning II fast jets, 4 Wildcat maritime attack helicopters, 7 Merlin Mk2 anti-submarines and airborne early warning helicopters, and 3 Merlin Mk4 commando helicopters. The UK and India have a biannual exercise program across all the services where India and British forces undertake joint exercises. Exercise Ajaya Warrior for the Army, Exercise Konkan for the Navy and Exercise Indradhanush for the Air Force. The UK Carrier Strike Group will travel over 26,000 nautical miles from the Mediterranean to the Red Sea, from the Gulf of Aden to the Arabian Sea and from the Indian Ocean to the Philippine Sea. The UK has the world's 5th largest defense budget, highest in Europe and 2nd highest in NATO. As a part of deepening defense cooperation, India and UK are close to signing a mutual logistics support agreement, while the UK has expressed interest in posting a liaising officer at the Indian Navy's Information Fusion Center for Indian Ocean region. Britain has also offered India collaboration on development of 6th-generation fighter technologies and the design of Queen Elizabeth for Indian Navy's proposed second indigenous aircraft carrier, which is yet to be approved by the government. Roadmap 2030 also sketches technologies and collaboration cooperation for LCA Tejas Mk-II development. The current version of India's indigenous 4.5 generation aircraft LCA Tejas uses a US-based GE404 engine. Sources say that Indian military wants Tejas thrust vector to be higher in Mk-II aircraft. An upgradation of US GE414 engine would demand design change, which would mean a reprocess for various certification. Sources say that own engine development with other countries would also solve issues confronted in order to develop a world-class jet. UK Minister for Defence Procurement James Happy during Defence Expo 2020 told media that the two governments have decided to collaborate in the development of a jet engine. We are on the verge of signing a government-to-government agreement on jet engine technology development.
The proposed collaboration with United Kingdom is going to further strengthen the medium-weight fighter program. It needs to be emphasized that having done Mark 1 and Mark 1A totally indigenously, we have the complete control over the design aspects of medium weight fighter. But the combat aircraft is not just the basic design or aeronautics design or the structures, it is much more. It is a conglomeration of a large number of sensors of various kinds, a series of weapons, the fuel systems, the communication part. So it is much more. And in each of these areas, the technologies are advancing at a very rapid pace. DRDO has been always open to collaborations with countries that are willing to collaborate in true sense. So in that aspect, I can understand that collaboration with UK, which has been a dominant player in terms of aeronautics and sensors, the engines, many other areas. So joining hands will be beneficial to both the countries and to the LCA Mk2 program.
Besides LCA Tejas Mk-II, UK is also interested in co-developing 6th generation fighter jet. India is developing advanced medium combat aircraft MK, while UK is developing Tempest with Italy and Sweden. On earlier occasions, Swedish company Saab has also offered co-development of MK project. You will be happy to know that 3 more Rafale fighter jets are on its way to India from France, paving way for 2nd Squadron at Hashimara Air Base in Northeast. Golden Arrow at Ambala is just 1 aircraft short of squadron completion. After arrival of new batch from Marignac-Bordeaux Air Base in France to Jamnagar Air Base, 2 Rafale jets are likely to be inducted at Hashimara Air Base. While Indian Armed Forces are leaving no stone unturned to bring in COVID-19 oxygen and medical relief supply, a new shipment from US government is likely to arrive today. US Department of Defense says 4 shipments of supplies departed Travis Air Force Base, California between April 28 to May 1st and contained 1.6 million N95 masks, 1 million test kits and 445 oxygen concentrators supplied by DLA. All of the supplies safely arrived in India with the 4th flight landing today. On April 24th, the Embassy of India in Washington requested assistance from the State Department for medical supplies and equipment. While world has come to assist India in its fight against COVID, the Chinese military has come to the rescue of Pakistan. Chinese media reported that with the approval of Central Military Commission and at the request of Pakistan military, the 2nd batch of COVID-19 vaccines assisted by the Chinese People's Liberation Army was delivered to Pakistan military on May 6th. China's 2nd aircraft carrier Shandong with its support battle group has conducted training in disputed waters of the South China Sea. Chinese PLA Navy spokesperson told media that it was a routine training exercise within the annual work plan of the PLA Navy and completely legitimate. The maritime training was conducive to improving the ability to safeguard national sovereignty, security and development interests and to maintain regional peace and stability. China says that the outside world would treat the development objectively and rationally and endorsed future training exercises of this kind on a regular basis as planned. China terms these exercises as legitimate. However, countries in South China Sea terms these exercises an incursion on their sovereignty. China claims all of South China Sea through imaginary 9-dash line. China's development is also on the peril of others. Now, US Space Command is continuously tracking China's out-of-control rocket that is set to re-enter Earth's atmosphere around May 8. Fears are growing of rocket's trajectory where its debris may make an impact. Last week, the Long March 5B rocket launched the first stage of the Chinese space station Tianhe into low Earth orbit. Under international guidelines, rockets are supposed to return to Earth in a controlled way, but the 30-meter long rocket is spiraling out of control, weighing around 22.5 tons. It's one of the most massive pieces of space junk to make an uncontrolled re-entry to Earth. The rocket is about twice the mass of the Chinese space station Tiangong-1, which plunged back to Earth in 2018. The Long March 5B is one of the newest and heaviest rockets in the Chinese fleet, specifically designed to launch their new space station. This is not the first time this type of rocket, known as CZ-5B, has plummeted back to Earth in an uncontrolled way. China is planning a new military base at the doorstep of its fierce rival, America. Reuters has reported that China is in talks with Republic of Kiribati government to improve an airplane landing strip as well as a bridge on one of Republic of Kiribatis outlying island known as Canton Island. Canton Island in the Pacific Ocean is roughly midway between Asia and the North American continent, though it is a scant 1900 miles southwest of Hawaii. In 2019, the government severed diplomatic relations with Taiwan in favor of relations with China, and in 2020, Kiribati's president Taneti Mamu won re-election. He is widely seen as pro-China. With the new military base, US national security will be jeopardized, as China's homegrown 5th generation fighter jet has an estimated range of 3,700 miles, which would put US Hawaii just within the J-20's combat radius without needing to refuel. China's bomber fleet would also have sufficient range to target Hawaii and possibly parts of the west coast from Canton Island. That's it in this bulletin. If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching National Defense. Do write your views and feedback in the comment box of the video. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.